I want to try something. Close your eyes and picture Fort Bend County. What comes to mind? Sugarland? Katy? Richmond? Maybe Fulshire? Now, did Fresno cross your mind? Probably not. That's exactly why we're making this video. Because tucked between some of the fastest growing communities in Texas is a place that most people have heard of, but almost nobody really knows. A community that's changing faster than people realize, yet still flies completely under the radar. Today, we're going to uncover the story of Fresno, Texas. And by the end of this video, you might see it in a completely different way. Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Ashton St. Jean, the mayor of Fort Bend County and your Greater Houston realtor. Whether you're thinking about moving here, investing here, or you've called Fort Bend County home your whole life, this channel is your go-to guide. Every week, we're exploring the history, the neighborhoods, the hidden gems, and the future of the communities that make this county one of the fastest growing places in the United States of America. Today, we're uncovering the story of Fresno. Section 1, the community hiding in plain sight. One of the most interesting things about Fresno isn't something you can see on a map. It's the fact that almost everyone has driven through it, but very few people actually know anything about it. Fresno sits in northeastern Fort Bend County, between Missouri City, Pearland, Arcola, and Houston. If you're going down Highway 6, keep on going past Sienna, and then you start getting in that Fresno area. Because of that location, it has always lived in the shadow of bigger names. People say they're moving to Missouri City, or buying near Pearland, or commuting into Houston, when in reality, many of those homes are actually in Fresno. And I think that is fascinating, because Fresno has quietly become one of the most accessible places to live in Fort Bend County. You're within reach of the medical center, downtown Houston, Sugarland, Pearland, Missouri City, yet this community rarely gets the recognition it deserves. Before the neighborhoods, long before master plan neighborhoods and commuter traffic, Fresno looks completely different. This was farm country. The rich soil of Fort Bend County made this area ideal for agriculture, and generations of family built their lives around farming, ranching, and the land itself. What's the root of all these and all the history of these towns? The community developed gradually rather than all at once, which gave it a very different identity than some of the cities around it. Even the name Fresno is unusual. It's believed the town took its name from Fresno, California, during a period when communities often borrowed names from other parts of the country. Despite sharing the name, the two places developed very differently. For decades, Fresno, Texas remained quiet. There wasn't major shopping centers, there wasn't thousands of rooftops. It's another hardworking agricultural community helping feed a growing Texas. The community changed without anyone noticing. Fresno didn't suddenly become famous. It didn't explode overnight like Katy. It didn't become a destination like Sugarland. It kept growing year after year. Neighborhood after neighborhood, road after road. Families looking for affordability began discovering Fresno because of its location. Builders followed, schools expanded, and businesses slowly arrived. Nearby cities grabbed the headlines. Fresno quietly became one of the fastest changing parts of Fort Bend County. Sometimes the biggest stories aren't the loudest ones. Sometimes they're the ones happening quietly in the background. And Fresno is a case in point. Well, would you live here? Would I live here? Would you live here? If someone came to me today looking for value, Fresno would absolutely be a part of the conversation. The location alone makes it worth considering. You're close enough to Houston for commuting, you're minutes from Pearland, you're near Missouri City, and you're still in Fort Bend County. For first-time homebuyers especially, Fresno can provide opportunities that are becoming harder to find elsewhere. It's not trying to be like Sugarland, and it's not trying to be like Katy. That's actually one of its strengths. Fresno is becoming its own community, and I think we're still watching that story unfold today. Well, my mayor's minute. One thing I've learned after spending so much time all over Fort Bend County is this. The communities that get the least attention are often the ones with the biggest upside, a true hidden gem. Fresno reminds me of that. It's easy to overlook because it doesn't have the famous downtown or a nationally recognized name. But communities don't need headlines to have potential. In fact, I don't think there's anything that's bringing you out to Fresno other than the affordability in housing. They need the people, families, businesses, investment, and momentum. And I think Fresno has all four. If I were looking for a community with room to grow over the next decade plus, Fresno would absolutely stay on my radar. That's the story of Fresno. Maybe it's not the most famous community in Fort Bend County, but I think it's one of the most interesting. If you enjoyed learning something new today, I'd appreciate it if you'd like my videos and subscribe. We're telling the story of every community in Fort Bend County. And if you're thinking about buying, selling, relocating, investing anywhere in Greater Houston or in Fort Bend County, I'd love to help. I'm Ashton St. Jean, the mayor of Fort Bend County and your Greater Houston realtor. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.